Ah, okay. Okay. Another one of these for shits and giggles, because why the actual fuck not? Because I have thoughts in my head, but nowhere to put them. So, I've been working on music, as always. Just working on mixing, actually. Got a bunch of shit done, and I'm actually hella excited because I have studio tomorrow with one of my guys I work with, Payne333. Check that motherfucker out on SoundCloud, Spotify, and whatever the fuck. He's good. He's good as fuck. He's really fucking good. Payne333. But nah, genuinely, I've been thinking a lot about my vision and what I want to do after this point, you know? Because after this point, after Chronos, so to speak, Chronos took a lot out of my sales. And it's not that I'm not going to get it back in my sales. I didn't run out of shit to say. I definitely didn't. Because trust me, this from the second I opened my mouth, this mouth has never been able to shut up. But nah, genuinely. Looking at the future past Chronos, it's wild how far I've come in life. I think about it a lot. What fuck. Sorry, my throat's raw as a motherfucker right now. But it took a lot to make that album. Because genuinely it was kind of hard to think about all the shit that happened all those years ago. And even though it was 3 years ago this October, I'll never forget it. Because one day you get stabbed. It hurts like a motherfucker when you get stabbed, but sometimes years down the line, even when you touch that part of your body, you'll sometimes remember what it felt like to get stabbed. You know what I mean? It's like that, but in here. All the time. And it's very difficult. There's some nights where I genuinely just can't get sleep. And it's a lot. It's a lot on me. And making my music, I tend to think about my traumas a lot. So, because I use this to help that. It's not a foolproof strategy, mind you. I still need to probably get actual therapy at some fucking point. But it works somewhat. But you guys better pray for the sake of my music career I don't go to therapy anytime soon, just because I wouldn't release an album for a long time. Mainly just because if I were to actually go into therapy, I would want to get rid of all distractions. I would like to focus on the self-improvement so much that when I return to what I'm doing, I am almost unrecognizable from the man I was. Because I know I'm imperfect and I know that I have a lot of flaws. But I also don't want to be perfect. And I want to keep some of my flaws. Because as much as someone hates a painting when they've made it, other people tend to appreciate the imperfections more than the artist would. Because as people who create, and even you at home, even if you don't create music or something like that, you create something. You create food, and you might share it with someone. Or you create memories, and you keep them for your life. Humans as we exist are creators, in our hearts and in our minds. That's what we're supposed to be, is things that create and things that explore, things that learn. That's why the main things that I've noticed people have the most passionate jobs in are writing, in regards to music, composition, whatever, all the fucking shit like that, songwriting, screenwriting, fucking playwriting, book writing. It doesn't matter. Humans are meant to create. Get a creative passion. Even if you think you don't have a creative mind, I promise you, you have more of one than you think you do. Try it. You'd be fucking surprised what you would actually achieve if you just kept doing it. Because my whole life I've been doing art. I've been learning how to draw, paint, fucking play the piano, drums, and I did most of this shit before I was even fucking 14, dude. Like, just fucking do it. When I hear people be like, I wish I could draw, I'm like, just pick up a pencil. The longer you wait, the more annoying you're gonna be with yourself down the line, and just be like, why didn't I just do this sooner? Because that's how I felt with myself anytime I'd get out of practice with any of my creative aspects, you know? Because I'd be like, why didn't I just keep doing it? And then I'd be like, oh, block. Because one thing I will suggest to most people who are creatives is trust your process. Don't try to force yourself to work when you don't want to. Because now, force yourself to work if you're just being a lazy son of a bitch. That's different. But if you have a genuine creative block, there are ways around this that are actually fairly simple. Just try to get your mind off of it for a little bit. Like, deadass. One of my main methods is to just go on a walk with my dog, or to just get my mind off everything. I'll just go smoke a J at the park or something. I don't fucking know. Just like, get away from the project for a little bit. Whatever you have your mind focused on, just get away from it. It'll always be there when you get back to it. And when it comes to music and shit, especially, like, there's a lot of moments where I have to, like, straight up just either change the song I'm working on or just keep on, like, moving and do something different for a little bit just so I can make sure I get it right. Because there's a lot of times where I'll have takes that are kind of shit. Very shit, actually. And then I will refine that over time. Or there's some tracks I record in one take, and there's some shit that gets done in 30 minutes, some shit that takes fucking months. Because that's the creative process. There is no set time. There is no set anything. You just gotta trust the process. Like, that is the greatest piece of advice I've ever gotten in music. Trust the fucking process. Because if I didn't trust the process, songs like Cain and Abel wouldn't exist. Because that song took kind of a couple months to figure out how I wanted it to be set up. And then a lot of fine adjustment and tweaking and mixing, because the mix was kind of a nightmare for that song. I'll be honest, that one took a minute to mix down. Because I wanted the vocals to be discernible, but also have the correct amount of fuzz. You know what I mean. Because a lot of my more recent projects, and not even just recent but older projects, the main focus is always on my mental health up here. Because I don't take really good care of it. I really don't. If I'm being honest, I really fucking don't. I'm there for everyone else, and I always tell them how they should be taking care of their mental health and how they should be taking care of themselves, but I'm fucking horrible at it, dude. I suck at this shit. Like, it's my first time existing, too, so cut me a little slack, but, like, fuck, man. There's just some moments where I'm like, God damn, brother, what did I do? I just feel like sometimes I just rolled bad fucking. I just rolled one too many times in my life. just crit failing on repeat on those luck rolls, on those charisma rolls, and all that shit. There's some times in my life where I'll absolutely score a crit, and I'm just like, motherfucker, I'm walking out this building with just my fucking words. And then there's other times in my life where I'm like, all right, well, yeah, that happened. But no matter what you do, you just gotta get the fuck back up. Just get the fuck back up. That's all you really have to do. It doesn't matter how hard you get hit. It doesn't matter how much it hurts. It doesn't matter what the fuck. Just stand up. Walk it off. One thing I've been told ever since I was a kid was to walk it off. And honestly, this is one of the smartest things I've ever been told in my life. Because there's a lot of things you can just straight up walk off. Even emotional pain, in my opinion. If you're having a shitty time, just in your head, say you're going through a breakup or some crazy nonsense going on in your life, go for a walk. You'd be shocked how much a 30-minute to an hour-long walk can do to clear up your mind and get you thinking straight. Like, dude, it doesn't even matter if I'm like fucked up, sober. I go on a walk and I come back, I'm straight. I'm good. I'm ready to keep on livin. Because life is too fucking complicated sometimes, dude. I swear. It tests you like a motherfucker in ways that you would never expect. Like, if you told me right now that one of my best friends for multiple years would threaten to shoot my ass because I wanted to come pick up my motherfucking dog and I thought that I was okay to be near this motherfucker, apparently not. So, I'm not your friend, motherfucker, if you see this. The second you threaten deadly force, that's the end of a friendship, by the way. I hope you guys know that. I can handle a fist fight. I'm down to fucking scrap with my homies and shit. Because if there's really something that needs to be resolved that bad, I'd much rather get in a fist fight and live than have some weak ass motherfucker pull a gun because he's scared to lose a fist fight. Because I don't know why else you wouldn't fucking pull that shit, dude. Let's be real. Let's be real, bro. Let's be real. But that's besides the point. I ain't gonna be spiteful towards this motherfucker. That's true. But that's more just because I live the way I live. I'm honest. I don't actually give a fuck no more because that's kind of ancient history. But still, you ain't my friend. Either way. Back to the point at hand, though, which is the future. Life, as it seems right now for me, is kind of complicated. Oh, man. There's a lot of shit that's supposed to be going on and shit that I'm supposed to be doing, but if I'm being honest, the only thing I care about doing is production and making fucking music, bro. I don't really dream of doing anything but this shit, dude. This is what I'm built for. This is what I'm meant to do. Because, genuinely speaking, I'm meant for so much more than just fucking 9 to 5s, bro. Fuck that. I'd much rather die than work the rest of my life as a motherfucking slave. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. I don't think you guys understand. We have less holiday time than medieval peasants. That is fucking insane. We live in a world where technology has taken control over our people when it used to be in the conscious effort of aiding human beings and aiding human life. It is now taking control of it and become the thing that is now guinea pigging us towards our destruction. I don't think that overall the amount of industrialization and technology in the world will ever benefit us. It will only benefit corporate greed and we are going to watch people become more stripped of human rights as the years go by. Mark my motherfucking words. Because that's the truth. As soon as people start getting implants and shit too, oh, it's over. You're gonna have ads playing in your brain, bro. Do you get that? You're gonna have to skip ads in your brain. Oh god, I just thought about something horrible that would happen. When I was a kid, I had people try to groom me. Do you know what this means? It essentially means when an adult talks with the child in a very inappropriate fucking way to try to entice them to become their partner as soon as they turn 18. So trying to skirt past the legal ramifications, but still manipulating an impressionable young mind. That's going to happen in people's brains instead of on Amino. What the fuck? I'm also going to straight up call out Amino because Amino, what the hell was that app, dude? What the fuck was that app? Ugh. That shit was just wrong. On so many levels, it was just wrong. Uh, like, don't get me started. Don't ever get me fucking started on the internet as a whole, dude. We should never have children with unsupervised access to the internet. That is a recipe for disaster. I'm sorry, but hell no. The only unsupervised access my child should ever have to any form of internet would be a Call of Duty lobby. Because you got to develop thick skin somehow, I guess. And frankly, I'm not going to have a kid that actually gets offended by anything on the internet. Because the internet, I hope everybody understands, is a dumb, stupid cesspit of nonsense that you should never take serious. Do not ever actually get offended at 90% of the shit on the internet because it's a robot typing it anyway. The only genuine real people on the internet anymore, I feel like 90% of the time, are people like, I guess me, who just record because they're fucking manic as shit and keep fucking talking and will never shut the fuck up. Or somewhat mentally stable people who use it for professional uses. I use the internet because I am not scared of a digital footprint, bro. I am here because it is free and I might be like a wee bit narcissistic. Maybe. Somewhere in there, maybe. Because I have a lot of self hatred as well. So I kind of find it hard to agree with people saying I'm narcissistic because I'm like, how could I be narcissistic if I genuinely do not like myself? Like, I think I'm attractive. I think I'm a very handsome looking man. And I think that, I'm somewhat talented. I'm proud of what I do. But there's moments in life where I'm just not proud of myself and I'm just not proud of who I am. And I'm like, okay, ouch. But at the same time, I usually just push through that shit anyway. Not thug it out per se. I feel how I feel, and I'm always going to let myself feel. Because I'm going to let everybody in on a little secret. If you cock block yourself from feeling emotions, they're going to come back 2 times stronger in a week. Why do I say a week? Because chemically speaking, it's probably going to be a week. Because your brain, how it functions, if you block out emotions or try to block out bad things that have happened to you, you're going to start to do something I do, which is called disassociating. I disassociate a lot. I can't even help it sometimes. And it's kind of scary, dude. It's fucking scary. There's a lot of moments in my life I am not in my body I'm looking at it from the outside. I'm laughing, but it's fucking horrifying. Like, it's insane. And every time I try to talk to people about it, they genuinely talk about it like it's the most batshit insane thing on the planet. They look at me like I'm gonna like go ape shit. No, I'm not gonna go ape shit on anybody. I'm just scared, bro. Like, because I had someone try to tell me it's weed and that I should just take a tea break. I quit weed for a year to see if that was true. It didn't stop. And it didn't start after I started smoking weed. It's been this way since I was a child. I, dude, I don't know. I actually think weed kind of helps, low key. Because there's a lot of moments where I fucking feel like I have better control of my surroundings. Not when I'm high, so to speak, but when I have more of the medicinal help of it. Because I have PTSD and I also have just quite a few mental disorders that do make it just kind of difficult to process some things mentally sometimes. Like, I have a hard time with bad news, I have a hard time with surprises, I have a hard time with physical touch. And by physical touch, I just mean like in specific areas. Like, if I get touched in specific areas, like here on my sides, I'll straight up freak the fuck out. There's moments where like I just had to run, I had to leave, and I can't believe I was ever judged for that. If I ever need my space, and if you ever notice someone around you who is has severely chronic fucking issues like this, you need to be patient with them. Because if you're not, you're gonna see them turn into not a good person around you because they don't like you anymore. But they're too scared to tell you that. That's the truth. That's how it functions with a lot of people who have the similar disorder to me, because I don't really function that way, but I've met a lot of folk that do. Me personally, I tend to just block out people when I feel hurt by them and then reapproach it later. To them, it may seem like I'm ignoring them, but to me, I'm doing everything I can possible to just keep my fucking head on straight. Like, there's a lot of moments in my life I can recall too where I've just been like an immovable object, so to speak. Like, I'm existing, I'm alive, I'm breathing, but I'm not here. I'm just there. I'm just standing there, just staring the fuck out into space, staring into the void. And that shit is staring straight back at me. That is all it's ever been. And that is the most scary part about disassociation, is that one of the things that really catches up to you is that you feel like you're not real. Like, once you're out of your body long enough, you develop derealization, which is when you start polarizingly feeling like your life and everything that is going on in it isn't real and that it's all fake. Like, I've felt this before and it's fucking scary. It actually might be even more scary than just straight up disassociation, because there's another layer to the shit. It's like, instead of watching your life in third person, you're reading it from a second person perspective. And second person is trippy. Just so you know. um there's a lot of moments in life where I wish that I could understand more of why I am this way, because there's been a lot of moments where I've just been told that I'm remembering things incorrectly and that no, that didn't happen. And you're just crazy. So I don't know if I'm being gaslit like a motherfucker or if I'm just crazy. I think it might be a little bit of both, but fuck, man. I need this motherfucking Newport. Like, genuine to God, I am not okay up here. I'm probably not ever gonna be. Am I genuinely suicidal? Yes and no. I'll explain why yes and no. Yes, in the fact that, yes, I think about it. No, in the fact that I'm not gonna fucking do it. I've tried many times in my life and I've failed many times in my life. It's clear that God wants me here. So here is where I'll stay until God sees fit to change his mind. With the sheer amount of times I've almost died and survived, I believe in God. There is no fucking excuse other than that, other than divine intervention. Because the amount of times I've fucking OD'd and just woken up, and the amount of times I've tried to hang myself, the rope snaps, or someone fucking tries to shoot me in the fucking gun fucking jams or something along that fucking line. Like, I believe in God for that fucking reason. Because I feel there's extra purpose to my life. Not because I've survived all these incidents, but kind of, partly. Because all of it has to mean something, you know? Not that I was just hurt, not that I was just badly fucking hurt. You know? I try to extrapolate symbolisms in the things that I go through in hopes that it can aid or help other folk. Because my life has been surrounded by a lot of stuff that, honestly, genuinely speaking, haunts me every day, every night, and every day. I don't sleep. I don't sleep most nights. It's like 3 in the fucking morning right now where I'm at. Like, I don't I don't really sleep that well, and I don't think I ever will. I hope I do at some point in life, but I don't think I will for a while. Um like I'm doing my best though. And just like you guys should. Every day above ground's better than one under it. Cuz as someone who's talked people down before from killing themselves many times in my fucking life, the main thing I'm always going to tell them is you're robbing not just yourself, but other people of the experience and the chance to experience you. Do not ever take your own life. Not because I know how much it may hurt right now, and I know how much you may want to, but no matter how much it hurts right now, imagine how much relief you'll feel later when you realize you got past it and realize that it's the past now and you realize that you can move forward. You have free will as long as you're breathing. There's hope in your fucking life. Genuinely. There's always hope in life. It doesn't matter what you believe in. You don't have to be a Christian to believe in hope. Hope is something that you can give to yourself and you should give to yourself. that's been kind of my message. I'm running out of time now, but I hope that read to you well. Have a good time.